Stop chasing. All right, I'm back. We had some technical difficulties, but hopefully this resolved it, man. So y'all get on in here. Y'all climb on in here. Climb on in here. Hopefully this resolved it. All right. Y'all get on in here. Get on in here. All right. Again, as y'all come in, man, just go ahead and hit that like button for me. We had a few technical difficulties a little earlier, but hopefully this resolved it, and we're able to, to go right into the charts. All right. So I'm not gonna take up a ton of y'all time. Like I said, the last stream got a little funky. So again, I want to talk about Meta and its profitable setups. I want to talk about AMD, and I want to talk about Path. I'm also going to take some some of your requests as well. All right, again, as y'all come in, doop 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 doop, hit that like button. You know what I'm saying? I'm never going to gatekeep levels, none of that stuff. Just don't gatekeep those likes. All right, drop a comment. Let me know where you're chiming in from. Let me know what you got going on. All right, here we go. Subsistence. What's going on? Okay, we good. We good. All right, bet. Let's do it. Let's do it. Doop, 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 doop. Let's go. Wise, what's going on, man? Nawan, how you feeling? Jamie, yes, we back. It says we black. It's still black. Stop playing with me, man. Are you serious? Nah. It looked clear on my side. It's not good. Is it still black? Doop. Nah. Y'all gotta see that, don't y'all? It's showing me that y'all seeing it. Can y'all see Netflix? Darrell, what's going on, man? Subsistence. Jamie, how you feeling? Eleanor, good to see you. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, I got the retwist. Probably like what, a little less than a week ago, about a week ago now. Yeah, appreciate it. Appreciate it. Liz, what's going on? Leela, how you feeling? It's still black? Hold on, I got some people saying that it's still black. Some people saying we good. What? It's working. All right, it's working. All right, bet. So we just gonna jump right in while it's working. We're not even gonna give it a chance to not work. All right, so I got Netflix pulled up, y'all. So if y'all were here on Friday, this is what we took, right? He said we got color, we not black. There we go. All right, 26. All right, here we go. So we took this, y'all. We swung it to May. This is what we've been waiting for months on end, was a close outside of this wedge, right? We got the close. Yeah, some may want to see confirmation. We didn't go full size, right? We are waiting to add the additional contracts for the possibility of it coming back and retesting the wedge. But for right now, we're in. It looks like we'll be pretty good tomorrow, but we'll see how things pan out. If there's a pullback, drawdown won't be significant because we have it out to May 15th. All right. All right. Who called me? It's like, as soon as I get on live, everybody want to call me. Everybody want to call me when I get on live. All right. So this is what we took, y'all. Again, I'll be going over this tomorrow as well. Just in case, we get like some sort of consolidation or not much of a movement tomorrow, just to like reassess it. It's not too late on this one, right? There's plenty of room. We're taking this up to $95. So there's plenty of room left on Netflix to get in. So if you weren't able to get in with us on Friday, you're not late to the party. I just want y'all to know that. All right. All right. So what I want to go over for this week is, like I said, Meta, AMD, and Path. So we'll start with Meta. All right, let's start with Meta, and then I'll take some requests from y'all. All right. All right. So with Meta, I drew this trend line a little while ago. We got a little bit of a downtrend, right? We came down, rejected off of this bearish order block, and then it formed a bear flag right here, and then dropped some more, and it looks like it's trying to do the same thing and drop some more, right? So what we're looking for is a failure of resistance It looks like resistance tomorrow will be around 650, 651, right? Somewhere around here would be a failure of this trend line. If we can get that, right? Say we open up, say we open up and then try to say we open up lower and then try to pump up and then we fail around that 650. I'd be looking for entries to the downside, with the target being this fair value gap right here, right? First target would be the top of it, 627, and then the final target would be a full closing of this gap. Will that happen tomorrow? Nope, not saying that at all. But I'm just giving you guys a overlook of what we'll be looking for, like this week and in the next couple of weeks to come. Again, as you can see on Meta, we get some pretty significant moves when it decides to move. So I would like to see again a failure of this diagonal resistance, aka trend line, and then a possible entry tomorrow to take it down to that 627 area. All right. That's where the fair value gap is sitting. This fair value gap's already been filled. This one right here needs to be filled. Okay. So again, this trend line is a simple old school way of just clearly mapping out the direction of a stock. I believe that this can come down all the way to this order block here, 578, right? If the market wants to continue downward. All right. The moment that we get a closure outside of this trend line, just like on any setup, right? That's when we take a pause and we wait for a confirmation. And then there may be a new direction in which we could take advantage of. But for right now, it's coming down. All right. We'll see tomorrow if anything changes on that. All right. So that's Meta. Again, those levels, those targets are 627, target 1, and then about 611 for target 2. All right. What else did we have? We had AMD. AMD is in a consolidation right now, right? So not a beautiful setup, but the reason that it's on my watch list is because y'all know I love AMD when it starts moving. All right. It hasn't been moving. It's been, kind of like playing around, right? It is outside of this bear flag, but it also could be a weird consolidation and still holding this double bottom intact. So we can't be sure what it is until it breaks below 190.97. So I've had this on the list, for like the whole week last week. If it breaks 190.97, write that down, then we are activated to the downside. And then the first target for me would be 180 once it gets a break below 190. And then if it can continue below 180, then 170 will be the next target. All right, we don't got to catch the whole move, but I'm just giving you guys parameters of what I'm watching, right? Just playing it level to level. All right, so 190.97 to the downside is what I'm looking forward to. The upside, I would like to see it above 221.50. All right, downside 190.97, upside 221.50. All right. All right, the next is Path. I thought this had a pretty good setup. All right, so Path has a a hammer candle bouncing right at this order block right here, this bullish order block. It's been coming down for for quite some time, and it's exhausting itself, as you can see, volume decreasing, and also struggling to go lower. There's a lot of institutional money here trying to take this up higher. So what I would like to see tomorrow is some sort of either engulfing as a confirmation or a higher high and a higher low closing above above $11.50. Okay, so if we can clear this level right here on a closure, then we can we can start targeting this fair value gap right here. All right. This will probably be on the watch list for intraday trades as well. As long as we can hold this area down here, this bullish order block, we should be in really good shape. All right. So Path is definitely showing that it wants to go in a different direction, but we haven't gotten a clear cut confirmations just yet. Actually, let me draw the trend line on here just to make it a little bit clearer. This is a wedge as well. All right. So this, with this wedge right here, we can, the picture's painted again and look exactly where it is. So a higher high would be a breakout of this wedge. So it's perfectly aligned with what we just discussed. All right. So make sure y'all get that drawn out on your charts. Always make it like just like a habit to draw trend lines, right? All the patterns that we have are just a bunch of trend lines that are being drawn to, to form patterns. They're diagonal lines, they're horizontal lines, right? Semi-vertical lines, right? That's all that we're using to create these patterns that form that give us, a little bit of insight as to which way the stock wants to go. So again, we got another falling wedge just similar to Netflix, but it's happening on path. We'll see how it responds tomorrow, but it is at this bullish order block, so we should see a nice movement on that. Again, tomorrow, during the day, 11:30, we'll come back in and look at it again to see exactly what's going on with it. All right. You said Meta did good on Friday. Yeah. Do you have a video on swinging as far as understanding it? Yeah, Jamie, I have quite a bit of videos on swinging. Just go to the page and go and just look up, things that say like swing in it, or that says like set up for people with 9 to 5s and stuff like that. I got quite a few videos on that. Just check those out. Um, if you're in the Prosperity Collective, I'll drop it in there as well. But yeah, there's plenty. The Bollinger Band strategy, right? The Bollinger Band with the Keltner channel. That's a really good one that I use. It talks about all of that stuff. The fair value gaps, the order blocks. There's separate videos for all of those. All right. Again, as y'all come in here, man, hit that like button for me. All right. One time, just do, and we all good. All right. Let's see. I cracked my screen at the gym Thursday, so I gotta flip my. Damn, damn, bro. Listen, it be like that sometimes. Savon, you said what's the strike price? So for Netflix, the strike price was 79, I believe. Let me see. I called it in the group. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can locate it. It was less. Uh, I just put 515 Netflix. Yeah, at the money. So at the money was I believe was 79. Yeah, I believe it was 79 was the strike price. Whatever the price was at the money. Sivan. All right, so we'll look at Nvidia and Amazon. That's Nvidia is a good one. Nvidia is actually what's going to, I think, dictate a lot of what happens this week. Again, the market been kind of sleepy lately, but we do have Nvidia earnings this week, so that's good. And just based off of this setup right here, Nvidia looks bullish, right? It looks bullish. Got a little upward movement right here, got a little pullback, and then after that pullback, the next day we got a bullish engulfing. So it's staying above the mean, so it looks like it may want to revert back to highs. So how Nvidia performs is going to be extremely important, right? If it blows earnings out the water, we could see this revert all the way back up to like 196, somewhere in that area. So I'm definitely going to be keeping a close eye on Nvidia. Again, it's gonna have a lot to do, or it's going to contribute a lot to like where the market goes. So definitely gonna be watching out for Nvidia for sure. All right, so that's a solid one. Again, we got a bullish engulfing coming off of a failed 2 down, which was a pullback in what looks like a bull flag, right? So it's a lot of stuff that's saying that Nvidia wants to go to the top, right? Very very bullish sentiment. Again, we got earnings on Wednesday, so sometimes before earnings they like to drop things a little bit, so we do want to be leery of that. Watch out for that. But just sheerly based on technicals, Nvidia is looking bullish. Um, if it does decide to come down a little bit next week, it could possibly come down and test the top of the fair value gap here at about 184, which would still keep it intact for a bull flag if you want to because it never exceeded the top of the pole. So technically, this is still in a bull flag pattern when we draw it out. Technically, right? It's technically still in a bull flag pattern. So it can come down to about 184. It'll still be bull flag. So let's see if they try to play a little bit of games in the earlier part of the week and bring it down. But just like I said, just make sure that you're watching this 184 level. Watch, like definitely write that down. 184 is going to be a critical level for a failure to the downside because we want to stay above that to keep this bull flag intact. So you can set an alert or mark 184 as a level where you're watching for the bounce. I'm not saying you got to take it there. I'm not saying take entries there, but just watch that level. If we can bounce there, then the next thing that we'll be looking for is a closure outside of this bull flag. All right. Also be just be cognizant of the fact that contracts will be a little bit more expensive because we have earnings this week. So just keep that in mind. All right. Next up is Amazon. Let's do Amazon really quickly. Amazon. Yeah. Amazon looks good. It got a bullish confirmation. It it reversed here on the 17th. And it's been holding in this short-term uptrend. We got all of these fair value gaps here to fill. So if there are positive earnings and the tech space decides to take off, right? We don't get any sort of like negative economic information, then we could definitely see Amazon come up and continue to close these, some of these gaps. So we will have to watch for that. There's also a bear flag in motion as well, right? You always want to watch out for that, right? It's still a bear flag kind of a situation in motion. So you just want to be cautious to some sort of break out of this. We really don't even need this one right here. Oh shit. We really don't even need that inside when we just need this trend line at the bottom. We don't even really need this one. We just need to see a breakout of this right here, right? So if we break out of this trend right here, then we could be seeing some downward movement and definitely a completion of this small fair value gap right here down to about 201.50. Okay, so Amazon has the potential to go both ways. Again, this is one that we just got to watch out. It had a strong day on Friday, but that doesn't always mean continuation. All right. It is right at a resistance level that is kind of struggling at anyway. So also at the bottom of a fair value gap. So a decision is being made about which direction it wants to go in, which we'll find out more about tomorrow. So again, if y'all are in TPC, y'all get all this information, all these updates, in the group. All right. Again, y'all, as y'all are coming in, man, go ahead and hit that like button for me. Hit that like button one time for me to make sure that we get this out to as many people as possible. All right, we're giving free game in all these lives, setups, levels, everything you need to be successful. If you go back and look at any of the lives that I've done in the past, you will see how many of those plays panned out literally just from just from the levels and entries that I gave on the live. All right, so next we got Palantir. All right, again, y'all could go pay for this information somewhere else, right? Or y'all could just tune in and see it work, and then from there make a better decision about who you want to rock with. All right, I gotta make sure I always say that in these lives. All right, yeah. So Palantir came down here. I want y'all to pay attention to this, right? We got on the third, this is where the reversal took place with this failed to up for all those familiar with strap method. If you're not familiar with strap method, get familiar with it. I have a video on it. Isaiah has videos on it. The internet has videos on it. Get familiar with it. At a basic level, this right here is a failed to up, meaning that it opened up and it wind up closing lower than what it opened, causing the upside to be failed, hence the failed to up name. And that's typically a reversal. It did work out, and you saw that come down here, right? So the failed to up worked to create the first leg of this double bottom, right? Came down, then it created this neckline, right? Came back down and formed the actual double bottom. Now we are consolidating, but we are still holding the structure of a double bottom. So this still could make a way up into this fair value gap right here. Again, everything is going to be, dictated this week. We're going to see. We can't call anything 100% from where it is right now. Yeah, we got a failed 2D on Thursday, and then a very slight bullish engulfing. They're about the same size, but it's just kind of bigger if you look at it closely. So we that could be an indication of things moving up. But again, as long as it's holding this structure here, right? As long as it's staying above 126.50, then we could see in the next couple of days this come up and retrace up to about 155, right? So there's a huge opportunity for Palantir to go upward. It's just going to really depend on like what the market is doing. All right. So I like Palantir. Again, if it can break down, it's real simple. If it breaks the structure, then that opens the door for puts. So if it breaks, if it breaks below this 126.50 area, then that's when we're like, okay, well maybe the double bottom's no longer in play, and it wants to continue with its bear flag structure, which is coming down to to this 108 area, right? So we measured this out a while ago when the bear flag first was formed, and we're still watching for that. All right, but the key level again, like I said, write this down, is 126.50, right in this little area right here. 126.50 is going to be the key level for a break of the downside. When you guys are putting on notifications, I want you to remember to put the notification for, and make sure you write this down so that you understand it, right? Put the notification on for about 50 cents to $1 prior to the level so that you can see it, or you get the notification as it's happening and you're not getting that notification too late, right? If you get the notification too late, then your entries could be too late. All right, so know the level, know 126.50, but maybe 120, maybe 120 27 is around where you set the notification so that you can get back on the charts and start to plan your move. All right. So that's Palantir. Again, we're just waiting to see what direction. Everything is pretty neutral across the market. Apple is a good one. I can say that off the bat without even looking at it. That was one that we signaled for for a swing. So Apple actually had a bullish engulfing as well, as you'll see in just a second. All right. Again, as you guys are coming in, hit that like button for me. It helps the channel out tremendously. All right. I'm going to continue giving y'all a free game, giving y'all everything that y'all need to be successful at trading. Just hit me with a like, and that'll help out. All right. So as you can see, we got this 3 up, right? This 3 up candle, which is a very bullish candle. It also happens to be a bullish engulfing, right? Engulfing this previous day and the day before, right? So it's engulfing 2 days. And then we have this huge fair value gap up here, in which it wants to target to clean up this inefficiency over here. So I like Apple to the upside for sure. I like Apple to the upside for sure. Again, we're gonna see how things shape up when the market opens tomorrow. That'll lay the foundation for the week. But it's definitely looking bullish. All right. Bounced off of this order block here. It's creating a bullish engulfing, and we got all of this up here to clean up. So I like it to the upside. But again, despite what our plan is, despite what we want to see in the market, excuse me, the market is always going to do exactly what it wants to do. So we got to be patient and just make sure that we're taking the right entries. But again, if you took this, this was not a bad swing at all. This is actually a really good swing. So we're going to see how that shakes out a little bit later. All right, I'll be posting updates and stuff like that in the in the group. Anytime I see something that that may impact the play that we're taking or thinking about taking, I'm always going to update it in the group, which I think is a really good time to invite anybody who's new to join, right? Like if you've been trying to trade and figure this thing out on your own, these lives are going to be tremendously helpful. If they've already been helpful, you've already made money from it, it might be time to come and join the community, right? Get locked in with the fam. If you're doing anything and trying to get great at it, the best thing that you can do is to control your environment, right? That environment is always going to dictate your trajectory and how far you go. Lock in with some real ones, right? Come have some fun in the morning. we get we just go off script every day, right? We get to it every day, and you just never know, in what ways you're going to be blessed, like just by being in the group. So, I just wanted to say that for anybody who's been, like tuning in and and watching the channel and kind of on the fence about where to put their hard-earned money. I'm telling you, it's no better investment than the Prosperity Collector. We got plenty of people in the group right here now that can attest to every word that I'm saying. All right. Eleanor saying, how far out do you swing Apple? Apple was a 2 week, 1 to 2 week swing, whichever one. It just wasn't a I wasn't able to actually get into play though. Right. I wasn't able. I put that in the group. I wasn't able to get filled on Apple. But I did get into Netflix. But for Apple, the play was 1 to 2 weeks out. The play for Netflix was out to May 15th. He said, awesome way to start the trading day. Yep. Y'all already know. Come join me. Exactly. Appreciate y'all, man. Also, let me turn this way for you. I am not a financial advisor. So there's no way that I could be ever on this channel giving you financial advice. All right. This is for entertainment purposes only. All right. Anything that you feel inspired to do that might have come from this channel, just know that I'm not telling you to go do anything, right? Any decision that you make is coming from your own brain. You've done your own research and your own due diligence to go and make that decision for yourself. All right. I just want to put that out there because I don't want no confusion. All right. Appreciate y'all. All right, it says I saw the Netflix call in the group, but I saw it after 4. Yeah, y'all. So this is like when I go live. This is what I'm saying. It's important to catch the lives because we're going live at that particular time for this specific reason, right? Zay got y'all covered in the evening time, going over levels for the next day, talking about a bunch of different things, right? And then I'm coming in an hour and a half before the market closes to ensure that we are not missing any opportunities that might be sitting right in front of us. Okay, so the biggest part of that is like, okay, like we might. Who doesn't love to wake up to money? That's what these lives are all about. Like, how can we find the best possible ways to wake up to money? All right, so that's why you got to get tuned in. You got to stay locked in. Set the notification, set your alarm, put it on your phone. Do whatever you got to do to make sure that you don't miss these, because this is where your account's going to grow pretty significantly. All right. It says literally I got filled on Apple and closed while I was in the process of getting into the Netflix. You said you literally got filled on Apple and closed while you was in the process. Were you? Are you saying you got into Apple and then the market closed when you were trying to get into Netflix? Is that what you're saying? Zay? Because that would suck. But if you got into one of them, you should be good. You know what I mean? You don't always got to take like both. I know that would have been love, but okay. So you did get into one. Okay, so that's good. And again, like for both of these, right? That's the beautiful thing about it. The way that it opens up tomorrow, it might still be good for for entries. It's not a wash. It's not like a done deal, right? we could absolutely, um, open up in a consolidated state, or like, not far above, where it opened. It may not gap up. Matter of fact, if it doesn't gap up, that's actually a better time to enter, because you don't have to worry about it coming down to, to fill a gap. All right. It says they said Netflix 515. Yep, exactly. You finally caught it. There we go, Daily Bread. Hey, listen, it's a lot of information given out on these lives. All right, so it's good to see you here. Glad you in here. All right, and again, look, as y'all are joining, man, just go ahead and hit that like button for me. That's all I ever ask, is just one doop, and we good money. All right. Now, what else y'all got for me? I went over Meta, I went over Path, I went over AMD, which are my 3 picks for the week. But we, it's a market with over 7,000 stocks on it. So there's always going to be plenty of opportunities. This is why I'm always opening up the floor for you guys, because you may see something different than what I'm seeing. You may be sure, you may not be sure, but you come and submit it, and I'll go over it, I'll dissect it, and then you're simultaneously getting moves that you can get into and make money from, and the education on how to analyze it for yourself. All right. Silver is what you want to see. Let's go see silver. Easy. Let's do it. Easy. Oh, yeah. No, I'm definitely going to do that, Liz. Definitely going to be doing that. You already know. All right. So we got silver. Silver is down to what? $76. It looks like silver's doing a bit of a double bot. Oh, yeah. Ooh, on the weekly. Ooh, that look good. It got 2 weeks engulfed on the weekly. Is right here, kind of like bouncing off this fair value gap. This could be like a bull flag situation, yo. This could be a bull flag situation on a weekly. And if you really look at this, it's kind of like a little like double bottom kind of situation right here. Yeah, I like silver. Let me put this right. Let me look this line right here. Yeah, I like silver. Um, yeah, we'll add that to just something that we're watching. But we definitely got like 2 touches, a double bottom right here. Um, and then we got a strong bullish day on Friday, which actually, yep, so it closed inside of this fair value gap. And this fair value gap goes all the way up to 96.65, right? So yeah, it's in the area, right? It's not rejecting off the fair value gap, which is good. So we could definitely see some continuation. If it wanted to pull back and fall, you probably would have seen some sort of like wick on this particular candle. But this is a Marabozal, just straight bullish candle. So this looks really good. I'll keep a close eye on it, but man, I wouldn't mind taking this to about $80, 80 or 80.50. Depending on how we open tomorrow. All right. So again, if man, look, it did 8%, right? So it may take a little breather, but as long as it can hold this level right here, y'all write this down. If it can hold 72.50, right? If it can hold 72.50, then I like that to the upside. So if it comes down and retest 72.50 and it doesn't want to drop below that, right? I like this to the upside. All right. I like this for for a continuation. Or if it opens up lower tomorrow and then it breaks previous day highs, I also like it on a momentum trade. Right. So highs was 76.62. Right? That's where it closed at. It closed at highs. If it opens below 76.62 and then it comes and it breaks that previous high, I'd be looking to enter on the 2 hour. If we get some sort of, or even a 30-minute, if we get some sort of like 3-2 setup using the strap method. So Yeah, this is clean. I appreciate y'all for submitting it. Whoever offered silver. I like that. I like that one. Was that 2600 that did that one? Yeah, I like that. All right. Appreciate that. It says, can you please write up? Yeah, we definitely gonna do that. What about Google? Oh, it says Grawl. What is Grawl? What is that? Yeah, we'll do Google in a second. I think this one came in first. Grail? Damn. Sheesh. A 50% drop. What happened here? Grail stock slumps 48% after hours as trial for cancer test fails to show reduction in late stage diagnosis. You know what? I'll definitely keep this on I definitely keep this on the radar. We got a fail to D on Grail. I mean anytime something drops that big, it's there's some sort of opportunity there. And it also is rejecting right here at this fair value gap. So this is all like decision making territory. We could definitely see this pump. Huge gap. I'm not saying it's going to even remotely come close to closing the gap, but we could potentially come up to about 71 over the next few weeks, right? Just a retest of that Bollinger Band. Let me put something right there. All right, we could come back and retest this area. So I'll watch it. I don't really know much about it. I will say that like all of these, it's so weird, and I know this might err on the side of like conspiracy theory and stuff like that. But when it comes to like organizations and business and stuff like that have anything to do with like cancer and stuff like that, I truly, I don't know. I just don't see like I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't even say this, but I feel like a lot of them don't actually have the intention to actually solve this issue. You know what I mean? Like with all of the technology and information and the minds that we have, and then from the also from the holistic community, like the testimonials, the actual trials that have happened in in courts that have been suppressed. It's like the solutions and the prevention is definitely there, but for some reason there's still like this divide in our world of people that um you know buy into the fact that the allopathic community has any intention of helping them get better. Right? I just leave it at that. Um we gotta fend for ourselves. We gotta do things to keep ourselves healthy so that we don't find ourselves in their care or depending or relying on companies who are more concerned about bottom lines and making money. Because how can you ever solve the problem for a person truly if your biggest concern is a bottom line? You know what I mean? So just my personal thoughts. Let's see. Delta Johnny, what's going on, brother? Who else we got in here? Darrell, what's going on? You said some made 8,000% on puts. On puts on what? Oh, on that oh yeah, hell yeah. That's crazy. Could you, man, I ain't never made 8,000 on a trade before. I'm not gonna lie, that's crazy. I think my biggest trade might have been like close to 2,000%. But 8,000 is, I mean, 8,000 is, you mean to tell me if you just put, wow, if you just look, if you just put $1,000, right? If you just put $1,000 on puts, if you just put this is insane. This is insane. If you put $1,000 on puts on Grail and you made 8,000%, your $1,000 would be $8 million. Any insider trader for this became rich overnight. Anybody that knew that this was coming and took puts, they became millionaires overnight. That's crazy. 1,000 to 8 million. What type of trade is that? You said basically like a setup to. Yeah, no facts. A patient cured is a patient 100%. Y'all get what I'm saying? So yeah, it's I just bought the 250 forgotten memories. Yeah. Hey, that's smart. 2600. We really like in this time, like, you know, people call it conspiracy theory, whatever. I don't even subscribe to that word, right? You know, I feel like we're low key conditioned to talk like that because anybody that thinks a little bit has to get labeled so that the masses can ostracize them, right? But it's really a conspiracy theorist is really just a person that's just like, hold on, wait. You guys have proven to not be trustworthy at one point in time, so now I'm just questioning. And there's plenty of facts of our government doing things that were not in our best interest, especially if you are, a person of color. So we don't even got to go down that rabbit hole. So I just say think for yourself, right? And try to be as independent as possible in your life. So that means getting your money up, getting your health up, and keeping your spirit alive. That's going to sustain you in this crazy world that's taking place around us. All right. Not even the physical world, because the physical world is what it is. Mother Nature takes care of that. But the crazy society that's layered over top of that. All right. Man. If that hey, subsistence, if that joint dropped another 80%, that would be crazy. I'm not gonna lie. That would be, I'm not gonna listen, I'm gonna be watching this because the next gap is, or the next order block is about 40%. Shoot, I risk, 1,000, a couple thousand on this just just to see what it does. Of course I would wait for some sort of some sort of signal and confirmation, but man, this, if they're having some real trouble, yeah, this could absolutely come down to like $20. This, it doesn't, just because it has this failed 2D doesn't mean it's going to pump. Like it could continue coming down. So we'll just see. We'll keep this on our radar to just kind of like keep an eye on. Matter of fact, let me screenshot this during the week. All right. Yeah. If you think for yourself and outside the box, you're exactly. No, that's facts. That's what they want to. They gotta call it something to kind of like villainize it. Everything that is right for you gets labeled to almost gaslight you into that thing being right for you not being right. Right? People that eat the right types of foods, they get called like a vegan, or they get called they eat rabbit food or whatever. But it's just like, hold up, like, so somebody can eat processed junk food every day and you have no problem with that, but you criticize a person who's eating plants? That's crazy. And a lot of people don't even realize that they're doing it, but it's just the conditioning of our society. It's always been Grease Monkey, always attacks on the free thinkers, man. When you can't, I mean, because what is capitalism if you can't control people? It doesn't exist. I'm buying 2 contracts as a lotto trade. Hey, that might not be a bad idea, Darrell. He said the bell chime when I hit submit for Apple and then Netflix. He said mix, for Apple, mix Netflix dog. Honey, you missed Netflix? So you couldn't get either one? Were you able to get Apple, Lynette? He said people make fun of me every day because I'm vegan. Listen, man. As well, same here. It's so funny, man. Like I don't get it. I mean, I do get it, because it's like that's the whole thing. Everything is like, this world is like almost inverted, right? Everything is like almost it's almost consistently things are the opposite of what they seem. American Khalifa, how you feeling, man? Good to see you. Yeah. Yeah, I went back home, and I ain't gonna say getting mocked, but I was getting like people was like, my dad's funeral took place and all that stuff. Everybody drinking afterwards. They're like, "Why you not drinking?" I'm like, "I don't want. I don't want to drink. I don't drink." Like I didn't know. I didn't know I needed like a reason to not drink. You know what I'm saying? All right. Enough of that though. What else I want to see? I got a little bit more time. Anything else I want to see? Any other tickers y'all wanna go over? Definitely got some pretty cool setups. There we go. Happy to hear it, man. There we go, 2600. Keep going, man. Keep doing it. Keep showing up for yourself. And yeah, and that's usually where criticism comes from is like it typically comes from someone who's not and I don't even like to be that person that's like cuz one thing I do dislike cuz like I'm straight, right? I don't never throw money around in people's face. I never try to devalue somebody based on money. Like, oh, you can't talk to me. I got more money than you. It's like I don't think that's the best way. But in terms of doing better than someone, I'm thinking like just making better decisions, right? About your health, which is just the most important thing. So it's like if people are attacking how you eat and stuff like that, it is typically coming from a place of like it hasn't yet registered with their spirit on the right ways to to go. So it's usually going to come from somebody that's not thinking in the same frequency as you yet. Yeah, we looked at Nvidia. Nvidia got earnings, Johnny, this week. It's looking pretty bullish. So we're gonna be keeping a close eye on that. It's definitely gonna have a significant impact on like what the market is looking like too. All right, so I do MU Oracle and then AEE. So let's do MU real quick. MU. Oh shit, what time is it? Damn, I gotta get out of here in a little bit, y'all. I didn't even realize what time it is. Um, I'm still in LA. I gotta check out of this hotel in like 5 minutes. Um, let's see. Okay, MU. Yeah, I mean MU is bullish for the most part. Got a bullish engulfing yesterday. Is holding above the mean. Um, didn't came down, created this little fair value gap. I think what we may see with MU is it go and retrace to highs first. It'll go retrace the highs first. So I wouldn't be interested in making a decision about MU until we at least broke highs. And then what I would like to do is let it pump for a little bit, and then catch it on the retest. That's where the biggest money is going to be, right? So you see how it came up here, it broke these highs right here, came up here, and then it came back and it retested that, and then it came up to here. You see that, and then it's probably going to continue above. So anybody that got in down here on swings, is eating pretty good if they put it out far enough. So I would like to see some sort of break out of this, and if we can get if we can get a nice closure, and and momentum on the breakout, then I'll take the breakout. If not, then I'll let it break out a little bit and then come back and retest the 455.86 area before taking entry. All right, so yeah, MU looks like it's setting up to be pretty good for a longer term swing. But in terms of like intraday, you may be able to play it tomorrow to the upside. Just watch the 30 minute and the 2 hour for some 3-2 opportunities. On those time frames, right? 3-2 to the upside. That could take it up to highs tomorrow, depending on where it opens. So, yeah, MU looks pretty good. Let's go to Oracle. Yeah, Oracle's still in this little downward range right here. It looks like it may want to bounce here. Um, yeah, we'll see. I want to see it break out of this little trend right here. So if it can break out tomorrow, that would be about, probably like around 158 26, somewhere around that area. I like it. I like it to from there to the next fair value gap up here. So yeah, Oracle looks like it's pretty decent. It also another scenario is it also may want to come down and form a double bottom. So if it breaks down out of this bullish order block, then it's definitely going to want to come down and retest that 135.50 area to form a double bottom, and then from there we can watch for a reversal signal and take it to the upside. So that looks pretty decent. All right. I appreciate the subsistence. Okay, let's see. AEE. All right, this might be the last one I can do, y'all, because I gotta get up out of here. Yeah, this looks like this looks pretty bullish. Kind of a bull flag setup. Came here, created a. This is a bullish harami. It did form a fail 2 up on Friday, but that's because of this fair value gap. I believe we can see it break through this fair value gap. If it does break through this fair value gap, a clean retracement to highs, up here at 113 is going to be the next move. All right, and then if it can break above that, then it's off to the races. But with here, you could just draw like a little smooth, bull flag right here, and just kind of like just monitor, monitor the movements, right? Just monitor the breakout of this top side of this bull flag. All right. Again, my bad. Y'all got, like I said, I gotta get out of here, but I'll be back on again tomorrow, 11:30 Pacific, 2:30 Eastern to talk more about it. For those that are in the collective, I definitely see y'all in the morning. We're gonna hit the market again as we usually do. If you're not locked in, to the community, man, get involved. Right. The link is in the bio. I'm sorry, the link is in the description of all my videos. Hit the link. Finally make that decision. Get off the fence. Get into a group. Change your environment. Change your world. Get your pockets up, right? And just come and have some fun with us. All right, we're there every morning, 6:15 Pacific, so that'll be 9:15 if you're on the on the East Coast. All right, market opens 15 minutes after we get on. We get to the money. We have some fun. We get off. If that sounds like something that you want to be involved in, again, hit that link. All right. Remember, invest smart, live free. I'll see you at the next one. Peace.